Those involved with 450 millimeters at the time dreamed of a world like this. People often think of the 450 millimeter wafer as just a bigger version of the 300 millimeter wafer. But this is a completely different story, born from the experience and imagination of an industry insider. If 450 millimeters had succeeded, how would the semiconductor industry have changed?
The biggest change would have been the shape of the wafer itself. 450 millimeters was designed as a notchless wafer, eliminating the alignment groove found on conventional wafers. Without the notch, every single millimeter of the surface area could be perfectly utilized. This small change was the starting signal that would alter the layout of the entire manufacturing process.
The appearance of the fabs would have completely transformed as well. The FOUP, the container used to transport wafers, was redesigned from scratch, and the entire fab architecture was overhauled. Full automation, with zero human intervention on the fab floor, became an absolute requirement. It wasn't just about making the equipment bigger, it was about rebuilding the very foundation of the factory.
A massive tectonic shift was also anticipated in the types of wafers used. In the past, there was a clear boundary between prime wafers and epi wafers, but in the 450 millimeter era, this boundary began to blur. The industry was highly likely to unify around the epi wafer. Of course, it wasn't a finalized decision, but the evolution of technology was undeniably pointing in that direction.
What all these changes meant was crystal clear. 450 millimeters was not just a bigger wafer project aimed at increasing size. It was a new manufacturing platform that would fundamentally shift the paradigm of semiconductor fabrication. It wasn't just an evolution in scale. It was an evolution of the entire ecosystem.
Although the dream of 450 millimeters came to a halt with the arrival of a new savior called extreme ultraviolet, or EUV. However, the concepts engineered back then, the notchless wafer, full automation, and the new fab architecture were not in vain. Those ideas have permeated today's cutting-edge 300 millimeter processes, supporting the semiconductor industry from behind the scenes.
We remember 450 millimeters as a failed leap in wafer size. But what the industry actually dreamed of was a completely new manufacturing platform. Although it was never fully realized, the future they imagined became the solid foundation for the technology we enjoy today. In our next series, we will explore other decisive moments that shook the history of semiconductors.